Well, they're all special, but I think this one is a little bit closer to the heart. In December, my mother passed away, and we were having a good season and stuff, and then it was rough for a while, but the boys supported me, and I supported them, and we knew we had a special team to begin with. But ever since she passed away, I think it's just been an amazing ride, And then I've always said that I'm kind of like a jockey, kind of a heavy jockey, but I got a good thoroughbred to run, so we're in a good situation.
Coach, this is the sixth time this season that you guys have met.
Sixth. This was the sixth.
And you come into this game 3-2. What do you think? How did that play into what you guys did?
Well, we know each other so well that it was obvious even tonight that it was a hit and miss kind of thing. They started out a little bit better than they usually do, and we didn't panic. We weren't hitting our shots in the first half, but we know each other so well that our personnel matches up well with them. So it's a good situation. They're tough. They got 8 seniors on the team. They're good.
It's been a rivalry with you guys for the last 3 years since you built the Maxwell team. And tell us a little bit about how you came into Maxwell and started out with basically nothing, and then you come back and build the team.
Right. Yeah. Andrew's group was were 8th graders when I got there. And in that school you have to use your 8th graders for varsity. Colton Riggs was a 6th grader at the time, and he would ask me if he could practice with us, just so we would have enough kids to practice. So, it's kind of awesome. And small schools are a lot different than the big schools. You play the hand you're dealt, and so it's been good though. And I live in Cimarron, so it's the years that I coached in Springer and Maxwell now and Cimarron. It's been a home.
You played a good hand with the cards you worked out. Did you really play that game with 5 guys?
Yes, sir. We play. My bench, we have 1 senior, Devin, and then a freshman, and then a junior. But basically, we go with 5 guys all season long if it was a game where we had to win. Yes.
How would you describe the rivalry between the Springers? Are you guys more rivals? Are you more neighbors? Or how would you describe that?
More rivals, yes, sir.
Maybe talk a little bit more about
it. They're not easy. They're a good team. I'm not gonna lie about that. We just played our game. Like, we know how we run the ball and shoot well, drive to the basket. That's all we do.
You guys get together in off season? I mean,
we go
kind of thing. I mean, you've grown up together, kind of thing. Or what is the relationship between the players? Is there any relationship at all?
Not really. We're cool with them, and
talk about open gym a little bit.
Like, they come to our open gyms and play with us sometimes, but which is good for us. We know what they're good at and what they're not, so kind of helps us out a little bit.
Coach, when did you know that this group was special, or at least you were good enough to accomplish something like this?
Well, we've been kind of aiming for this team. In Class A, it's hard to find a big man too that can help. And Colton is a freshman, and he's about 6'3". But that, with the mixture of our shooters and our driving situation, the way we drive the ball to the basket, he complements us real well, and then he rebounds well for us. So we knew that with this group, it was we were going to be hard to stop. Carl Gonzalez is an excellent shooter. Aaron's a good shooter. We shoot almost 50% from the three-point line during the season. So we knew we were pretty special. And then we won the Cal-Val tournament for the first time in many years. And then we won. We went down to reserve, won that tournament, beat the
number one
won
team.
the Manal tournament here. So we knew all along that we had a good team.
Coach, Aaron did 6 out of 6 at the free throw line in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That definitely had to make a difference, right?
Yeah, well, he kept us in the game, actually, the first half, which that was big on his part because he hadn't really been scoring much here lately, but he had a big game in the pit tonight.
Was the pit, for you guys, was it kind of overwhelming for the size arena that you guys used to play in?
At first, and then that second half was a lot more calm. Everybody got the nerves out the first half.
Is this the first time a Maxwell team has ever played in the pit?
Yes, sir. They were at the state tournament in 1951 before I was born, and then in 1960, I guess they played at, I don't know if it would have been Johnson Gym probably. They lost to Eunice. That was the last time they were here. So this is the first time.
What is this kind of in that era? Cimarron, Springer, now Maxwell. I mean, just you've stayed in that area. You've obviously must be something about that area that.
Well,
keeps you there.
I'm gonna go back to my mom. Her and I were real close, and my brother's here right now, and we were special. But I could have left way back in the day, but then I graduated from Cimarron in 1972, so I went back to coach there, and I coached 14 years, and I built a home there, a family, and then I got the job in Springer, went 16 years, went back to Cimarron, and did 3 more years, and then I went back, and then they asked me to go to Maxwell, so I went to Maxwell been there 5 years now.
So what did you do when they asked you to go to Maxwell? I mean, obviously you're a place with really no history and stuff, but did you have any reservations or what was?
Well, when I got the Springer job way back in '90, they had asked me to go coach in Maxwell, and I had a choice, and Maxwell had a tradition, and we're doing good, and so I went to Springer, but then when they asked me to go to Maxwell, I almost felt like I owed them at least a shot of trying to build their program, so I went back, and we've been there 5 years now.
Andrew, what's it like working for Coach?
Not easy. Lots of yelling in practice, but he pushes us and we get it done.
That's one of the things that over this year that you guys play in Springer, it seemed like you guys could play the full 4 quarters. But Springer, by the time they hit third, fourth quarter, they were dragging their feet.
Yeah.
Does that seem to be kind of the way you guys have been seeing?
Well, what we do in practice is a lot of passing drills. I used to be one of those coaches where do 100 laps and do 100 sprints and all this stuff, but somewhere along the line I found out that, you can condition with the basketball more. So we do a lot of conditioning with basketball. And when you only have 8 kids, they got to do it all for about an hour and a half. They're in pretty good shape.
Down the stretch, we were looking at one free throw opportunity. It was a timeout call. And I was watching, you were bent over, you were catching your breath. It looked like you were hyperventilating. What was going on? Can you share that with us? What were you thinking?
It was crunch time, a lot of stuff was running through my mind. I know I needed to make these free throws, really put us ahead. And I just sat there and got it together and calmed myself down enough to shoot.
So you were grateful for the timeout, oh no.
No, I was grateful. I needed it. I was already. After missing the last 2, got me a little nervous on those 2.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. We got any more questions?